So a disappointing 1-0 defeat here after playing 80 minutes with 10 men, Jimmy. How are you feeling after that one?
Frustrated. Yeah, really frustrated. I thought we put a lot into the game. I thought for the first 8 or 9 minutes we were dominant, playing really well. And then we just get caught. I think that's the thing with us as well, Dan. The thing that really frustrates me at the moment is we can put so much into games, carve opportunities out, play football, and then it'll be one ball through the middle of us that'll undo us, and it's really, really frustrating. Calps tries to cover it up. He should never be there. Their lad goes to ground and gives the referee a decision to make, and then all of a sudden we're playing 82 minutes of normal time and another 7, 8, 9 minutes stoppage time on top. So we probably played over 90 minutes with 10 men. And I thought the lads in many aspects were really good. We got the shape right. We were hard to play against, and we knew we were going to have to vacate certain areas at pitch because obviously we were playing a man down. And I thought we were really good, but then it was typical of us when we go and switch off. The concentration levels and consistency levels have to be better. Ball in behind us that I don't know, it's either a fantastic ball or he's miscued it. We've switched off, the runner goes in and he chips it over cheats. It's just a real sucker punch, where we'd had a couple of openings ourselves at the other end and a couple of penalty shouts. But we often puffed. I think, obviously, this week we've done a lot of things right and ended up coming away empty-handed, which there's some positives to take from that at the end of the day. But, we've picked up no points at home in 2 games, regardless of whether we're playing top at league or a team that were 2 points behind us, now a point in front of us. We have to do more. We're renowned for being front-footed and playing football, and we haven't scored at home in 2 games. So we need to rectify that. But, a lot of the things we're doing between the penalty areas is good, but games are won and lost in the penalty areas, and at the moment we're not doing enough, hence not winning games of football.
It was a really early sending off, but it didn't feel like there was much between the 2 teams. How much did it actually change your game plan?
It just changed the game plan because we couldn't then go and commit more going forward. We've had to reserve our wingers slightly, tighten them up. So it changes the shape, isolates Balo a little bit more. We didn't get as many chances to get up and beyond him. But then there's big moments in game, isn't there? I still felt we were a threat. Steve-O's gone through it first half and scored, put one in again and been flagged offside. That's twice this week that he's had ball in net and marginal offside. I think it was Balo when he's flicked it on. I think the one that flagged him for. So we'll have to take the linesman's decision as true. But I think we just need to do a little bit more. We've been a little bit lacking a little bit of quality in that final third and just haven't sort of defended our box well enough. You can always take goals conceded to the top level where you're looking at him, 4 or 5 phases of play before. But at the end of the day, we can't switch off and let runners go in behind us. That's the space in behind that we always say, don't let them in. If they want to play around the outsides of us, then we're going to, especially today when we're down to 10, we'd have to vacate certain areas and then we'll deal with the cross when it comes into the box. But to let him come off this side and put one in behind us and then just let him have a free shot on goal, just really disappointing.
It's been a really inconsistent start to 2025. How much do you think that's down to the postponements?
I'm not going to use that as an excuse. We need to be better. End of story, bottom line. I think, other teams have had spells where they haven't played as well. I think Blue Star went to West Allotment on Tuesday night and they hadn't played in 2.5, 3 weeks and they won 4-1. So, no, look, I'm not going to have any excuses. We need to be better, and that's the end of it, really. We need to be better for 90 minutes. We need to concentrate. We're putting a lot of effort into games and a lot of good stuff into games and playing well. But like I said to you before, we'll give up a silly goal against the run of play or something like that, and it just knocks the wind out of your sails. It kills all your momentum that you've got. We were looking back on the game the other night against Redcar, and although it's a foul on Killer on the edge of the box, we have then got to react, and we had chances to clear ball, and they get their lads right in front of goal. He just puts it in. Today, we've defended pretty well for the whole of it. We've got caught out of position here. Calps has to end up getting into a position where he doesn't really want to be as a midfielder, and their lad gets his body across him. contact is minimal, I think, but went down easily. But he gives the referee a decision to make, and you're glad that it's not a penalty. But then if it is a penalty, it's not a red card, and you're back to playing with 11. So, but it was disappointing that the fact that we just let him in, and the concentration levels have got to be better. We've got to do more. And end up you give yourself a mountain to climb all the time, because you just end up cutting your own throat, and it's due to concentration and just, I don't know, a little bit of lack of know-how sometimes, and other teams don't do that against us. When Redcar got the noses in front the other night, even though we puffed, you just looked at them and you thought they're probably not going to give us here anything. And if the boot had been on the other foot and they'd have turned the screw, we'll do things well for 90% of it, but then we're always liable to maybe making an error or somebody getting caught out of position. So they're the things that we need to be better at. We know that, and as a management team, it's really frustrating. But like I say, all we can do is work on things and react and show a good mentality this week. And we've got a good chance to respond in what will be a tough game against Carlisle City, Cumbria and Derby. But they're the games that you want to be involved in. We'll have a good following there, and it's up to us to go and put it right.
It's 10 games left now to the end of the season. Are you thinking of it as 10 cup finals?
Well, I was thinking of it as 11 cup finals, to be honest, and we've lost one of them. So, yeah, I think obviously players, you can't fault their effort today. It's just we've got to make better decisions. But we're going to have to go and get somewhere near full maximum points out of them games. We're going to have to be well high up in the 20s to get anywhere near the playoffs. But it's doable. But we need to start learning and making sure that the errors that we're making, we eradicate them and show a good response, really, and get back to where our form was in the couple of months prior to Christmas, where we'd had really good form, and we've come out and we've stuttered, and we need to be consistent. That's the thing that I'm saying. Sometimes I don't know what I'm getting from one week to next or one half to next, and that's the thing that frustrates me the most. We played West Auckland at home the other week, and for 45 minutes we were dreadful. For 45 minutes we were champagne, and it was 3-0, 3-3. So we need to do that more often. But we'll get them in this week. We'll work hard and hopefully show a good response on Saturday.
Great, thanks, Jimmy.
Cheers, Dan.